Hey everyone, I wanted to share with you my incredible week that I had the other week. It was really amazing. So, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. When I was working at Muse and I was helping out in the shop one day, there was a customer that came and asked for an opalite, if we had any opalite. And I was like, okay, what kind of opalite would you like? And she said, oh, it doesn't matter what it looks like. And I was like, oh, okay, that's really interesting. Why is that? And she told me that she had just had her home and land property healing from a beautiful woman called Dr. Mardi, and that it didn't actually matter what the opalite looked like, it just mattered that it was there. So what happens is at the end of the property healing, the client is given crystals to put around their house, and it doesn't necessarily matter what shape it is or anything, it just matters that it's there. I was like, okay, cool. And I said, oh, do you mind if I have the number for this person? Because it sounds really interesting. And at the time, our house really needed a property healing of its own. So I ended up calling Dr. Marty and said that I would really love to organize property healing, and we ended up doing a swap because she needed a tarot reading and a healing from me. So it was really quite beautiful, synchronistic and serendipitous, I guess you could say. So a little while passed, and I remember looking at Dr. Marty's website thinking, wow, it would be amazing to do this course, thinking that I would do it and that I'd just see how things went in the meantime. And I met a lot more customers, even at Mind Body Spirit, who needed their house to be healed as well and their property to be healed. So I ended up giving her quite a few contacts, or gave quite a few contacts her number. I messaged her to say hello and let her know that I was giving out her number, and she asked if I wanted to do a scholarship in house clearing and land clearing and healing properties, and it was a absolute fuck yes from me. So I was really excited. That happened last week. I was up at the Sunshine Coast for the whole week, thanks to my beautiful man supporting me as well, to be able to stay in a little motel nearby and be able to get there every day without too much fuss. I'm deeply blessed and grateful for this whole opportunity, this whole experience, because it turns out that I already have been cultivating the skills that I needed for land and property healings, and that I could just apply what I already knew to this new practice, and that it would flow really well. I didn't actually know that until I was at the course, and I just felt incredibly elated and grateful to be there. And it was amazing to be able to do this beautiful course with incredible like-minded people, and the food we were catered for, and it was just a beautiful location up at Peppers in the Sunshine Coast. And we also went to Buderim, or as I now know it's called Badaram, to do some forest bathing on the Wednesday, which was just perfect. And Of course, I only found out that I already knew how to forest bathe, I just wasn't calling it that. It's funny what we can actually experience when there's a bird that just flew by and landed on the balcony and then flew off. It's amazing what we can experience just by trusting our intuition and allowing ourselves to really flow in our own creativity and what inspires us. So there were a few significant moments that happened while I was at this course, and what's coming to mind right now is when Marty was asking us what brings us joy, and I said that even just thinking about bubbles brings me an incredible amount of joy. As you can see, it still does, even now. And a little backstory to that is that when I am meditating, I came up with this idea to just imagine that all my thoughts were like bubbles and they were floating up and up and up and away until they disappeared. And it really brought me a lot of joy, so I thought I would share it with others. And sometimes I really love giving third eye kisses and just going, mwah! And just imagining there's all these bubbles that come out from the third eye. It's really awesome to have a structure to go from when it comes to land and property healings. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I actually ended up doing a house clearing. And I think this was around the same time that I heard about. Hello, Boo Boo. This is Boo Boo. This is around the same time that I heard about Dr. Marty's house clearing. It was just before that, actually, because I remember going to the property, clearing the space. The reason I was called in was because the owner of the property was having paranormal activity and was told to reach out for some spiritual healing for the place. And actually, it's really fascinating that what I picked up in the house while I was there matched the story that he told me. And also I realized that it was happening not just because of Spirit's own reasons, but also for his own development in his mediumship. So I thought that was really interesting. And I'm going to pay attention to where this evolves from with doing more property healings, because while I was there, I realized that I have had a lot of experiences with house clearing. I've been clearing our family home when we were living there ever since I began my spiritual journey, and I've been clearing other properties, not a lot of them, but I mean, other than my own, of course, on a regular basis, wherever I've lived. But also, I have blessed spaces that, and, you know, cleared the energy, uplifted the energy, blessed spaces and the people who were residing in that property, were currently residing, and all those who would pass through those doors. And so it feels really aligned for me to be able to do this in a professional way, and I'm really, really looking forward to where this takes me and the people that I get to meet in the process. I'm going to offer it both remotely and in person. I'm feeling that in person it will, the pricing would be a little bit more different, because physically going to a space and the things that I would bring with me, the travel that it takes, etc., I feel all needs to be involved in that. Otherwise, yeah, remote healing is a thing, and it's becoming more and more well known, which is fantastic. And I can do that anywhere in the world. So I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this next part of my journey takes me. And yeah, like I said, meeting the people who I'm gonna meet. That's one of the things that I love the most about who I am and what I do and the places I get to travel to is the incredibly inspirational, beautiful, like-minded souls that I meet along the way, and they're beautiful familiars. Hey, boo boo. Anyway, I will. There's so many more things I honestly wanted to say about this experience, this journey, but this is what wants to come out right now. So I just trust that it is perfect and that those who are magnetized to this video will watch it and receive what they need from it, and I get to share what I love and what brings me joy in even more expansive ways and have brought into my scope of practice. Alright, take care of yourself, keep doing what brings you joy, and be the love you wish to see in the world. Bye for now.